Now we're checking in with the Target 12 investigators on the Fall River City Hall corruption case that we've been following now for years. Today, the trial of the former chief of staff to former Mayor Jazel Correa that started this week was abruptly suspended because a witness has COVID.
Steph Machado is here live in studio at 4. Steph, you've been covering this case for a long time at this point. What happened at this point?
Yeah, so this morning we were expecting jury selection to continue in the trial of Genevieve Andrade and possibly wrap up with opening statements either today or tomorrow morning. But instead, Judge Douglas Woodlock said in court the case would be delayed until March 7th after one of the witnesses tested positive for COVID. In a court filing, federal prosecutors said they learned about this yesterday. They said the person was a necessary government trial witness. They tested positive on a rapid test and will need to quarantine. They haven't yet received their PCR results back yet. Prosecutors didn't identify the witness or say which part of the case they would have testified about, though. Andrade is charged with conspiring with former Mayor Jazel Correa to extort a bribe from a marijuana businessman. She's also accused of paying a bribe to Correa and to lying to investigators in this case when they questioned her.
And Steph, you also mentioned in your report that's on WPRI.com right now that the judge also expressed some concern about the media coverage in this case. What's that all about?
Yeah, so this Judge Douglas Woodlock has made several comments about the media during both the Correa trial and this trial, which are part of the same case. Today he expressed concerns about the jurors potentially being exposed to information in the news about the case that they might not necessarily hear in the courtroom. I will note this is basically true, guys, for every trial in America, right? There's often details or facts that come out in court or that we find out on our own that are in the news, and the jurors are that aren't going to be in the trial, and the jurors are typically instructed to ignore any other information and in fact ignore news coverage while they are being jurors in the case. But the judge said he is inclined to hold some upcoming pretrial hearings in private, meaning the public and press won't be able to go in. I have covered many trials over the years. I've always been able to observe arguments on pretrial motions, so this is unusual if he goes through with keeping these hearings closed.
That's the benefit of you tracking so many cases. You get to see these differences that pop up. All right, so this is not the only court case being derailed by COVID. You reported another trial we were expecting to report on this week, derailed.
Yeah, the trial of former Providence Schools Administrator Olayinka Alege was scheduled to begin tomorrow. He's accused of forcibly rubbing a boy's foot at a Warwick gym, which he has denied doing. That trial is also postponed until the new year because someone involved has COVID. So even with vaccines and masks and other mitigation measures that are allowing trials to sort of happen normally now, the virus is still slowing down the wheels of justice.
Steph, you're tracking it all. Thanks as always for being here.
Of course.